The year of the wedge keeps rolling on. We're going to improve your wedge play. I'm going to give you a little understanding of how your technique can improve. So many of you were struggling with, what's the proper technique for me? Well, I want to offer one here to you that I'm sure is going to help you to improve. And by the way, speaking of improving, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of information that's going to help you shoot lower scores. And tell your buds about what we're doing here. We want everybody to play good golf. Maybe don't bet them as much, but I'm telling you, we want everybody to improve. All right, so let's talk a little bit about just a standard little pitch shot here, okay? What I've got is I've got a shot of about 25 yards. I've got my my third wedge, well, middle wedge. This is a 53-degree wedge. I have 54 on it, so I call it the 54, but it's 53. Now, there are a lot of different thoughts, and there are a lot of different ways to create more spin, take spin off, but you have to have a baseline. You have to have a standard shot. And one of the things that I have found is that when you play this game, what we call right-handed, most people that play right-handed are right-handed. Most people that play left-handed are left-handed. Now, that does not mean that all people are that. It just means that most people are that. And so when we get into this particular shot, and one of the things that I really have a difficult time with is when people talk about how their chipping or pitching woes are bad, that their right hand took over. Your right hand needs to take over. Sevy talked about it all the time. I want to use the right hand, so I wish I had 3 of these things. What you need to understand is how to use the right hand properly in order for you to be effective in this shot. So one of the things I want you to think about is, how are you using your trail hand? How are you using the right hand? And you see a lot of people hit one-handed little wedge shots or pitch shots here. And it's a very effective way. It's a very effective drill, frankly, but it's a very effective way of hitting good, short, crisp shots. So I want you to use your right hand, but I want you to think about your right palm. When you do this drill one-handed, the club will go back. Invariably, when you start the other direction, so the forward swing, you'll take your wrist and it'll set into some extension here, okay? That's what's going to take place. And what you want to do is, when that happens, you want to keep it. You don't want to let go of it. Now, this is a standard shot. There are times where you want to let go of it, but not now. Standard shot. So when you get it, keep it, okay? If you set it, keep it. If you don't set it and it turns into getting it in the forward swing, keep it. And if you just don't get any at all, just keep whatever you have. But either way, whatever you have right here, you want to keep through the impact. And one of the images that I like to have is the position that my palm is at when it comes into the strike. I don't want the palm facing up into the air, facing to me. I want the palm facing down. So you can see when I do this, by the way, the ripples in my wrist right there. That's what I want to have happen. So when I get into this shot, I want to feel my palm down. It's actually pointing somewhere around here, but I feel like it's pointing right down to the ball. And I also feel like I'm moving it forward. So I'm in here like this, and I move it towards the target with the palm in a downward direction. Try it again. So here, and it comes through like this. Boom. Very de-lofted. That one launched at about 22.6. That one launched even lower than that. 21. That one launched about the same. And it's coming out really, really low. And that's what you want to start with, really, really low. Now, from there, now you got to find where your ball position is going to be. Do you think that's too low? If you think it's too low, then just put it on the instep of your trail foot. And that one will launch a little bit higher. That one's going to be up in the 20s. If you want to launch it a little higher than that, well, then you just put it in the middle. Still weight forward. I caught that one, honestly, just a little bit fat, but it still launched a little bit higher. I can do better. But that one I caught a little bit fat. So this is middle of the stance. That was pretty good there. This one might go in. This one's got a chance. Oh! And that one there about 29 again. So again, it's up to you what you prefer. Your ball position is going to be something that's going to tell you about how this thing is going to launch. But you're still always keeping this same position, the same feel with that trail wrist and the trail palm. So in here like this, I like to have this thing off the instep of that foot. And I like to feel like my weight is a little bit forward. So I like to feel like I'm almost taking these drawstrings and they're almost over my left or my lead foot. So that's going to be that instep and over there. I tried to drive that one in there and it comes out. You'd be surprised how much spin you can draw with this. It's a steep angle of attack. Make no mistake, it's a steep angle of attack. So in here like this, feel that palm down and then moving forward. That one was crispy. I love that one. Fantastic. And that spins about 4,000 RPMs, launched at about 23.2. So very, very happy with that. What you want to do is you want to have a go-to shot. You got to have home base. And that home base is going to be found in how you move that trail hand. You're right-handed as a right-handed player. You're left-handed as a left-handed player. This is perfect for you. Take that palm when you take it back and make sure when you're coming through that palm is facing down to the ground, not up. Most times when that palm starts to face up, you'll fall back. That's you in your mind trying to figure out trajectory, trying to get trajectory. That's when you lose the low point. What we want in these shots is we want a low point that's in front of that golf ball. So we can be steep, but hit the ball first. And when we start to do that with the palm, weight distribution and ball position, now all of a sudden we have a chance to be consistent. Let's hit one more shot before I let you go, because I know you're excited to get out there and give this a try. And I know that when you do, it's going to help you. That was also very, very crispy right there. That one spun even a little bit more, over 4,000 RPMs, and again, a launch at 23.9. Do this with some practice. Get used to what you're doing. You're going to find consistency. Most of all, you're going to find trust, you're going to find confidence, and you're going to find much better short game shots. To improve all parts of your game, subscribe to my channel and click the link below.